Hello. Hi. My name is Hiren Solanki, and I'm going to take this class on GIS tutorials, which are lectures offered from NPTEL and conducted by Professor Arun K. Saraf from IT Roorkee. So let me share my screen first. Yeah. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi. So basically, I'm a final year PhD student at Department of Earth Sciences in IIT Gandhinagar, and I work on the water resource management applications of machine learning and deep learning, specifically in flood forecasting. And I do take various classes of GIS, remote sensing, Google Earth Engine at IIT Gandhinagar as well. So that's a brief about me. So as this is our first class, I will just request you to introduce yourself, and then after we'll start the session. So we can expect some more number of students as well, so they will join as well in the meantime. So over to you. Just please briefly introduce your name, from where you are, in which course you are registered, and what is the motivation of taking this course.
Hi, I'm Kaimari from Kuvalu, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
currently doing my ME in remote sensing and in geomatics. Previously, I done my bachelor degree in agriculture, so that's why it will be useful in by combining both remote sensing and agriculture domain will be useful for me. So I take this.
Yes, and you are from which college?
Anna University, Gindi.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so I think we can start because its lecture recordings are also available, so others will join. Meanwhile, if others will join, we'll let them in. So basically, first let me tell you like how we are going to run this tutorial session. So the thing is, in this class, we are dividing it into three different components. So in a week one, you might have gone through all the videos, which is featuring 5 different video lectures recorded by Professor Arun. Those lectures will take a snapshot so that you got the understanding of those lectures or not. So that we'll check using taking a small quiz that will help you to prepare for the assignments as well. After that, we will go and do one more thing, that as this is GIS course, like if we will not explore data and if we will not do hands-on session, it is very difficult to just talk about data and models in just like where. So I will give you brief about how you can explore various data sets pertaining to India as well as across the world, and we'll see the different applications, how to download data, from where to download data, because as already told in the lecture, this is the major chunk of the any GIS software. If you don't have data, it is useless. So the next thing which we do in every lecture is we will explore one or another data pertaining to any applications. If you are interested in covering any particular information to your field, please mail me or write as a comment section. So we'll take that and try to incorporate that as well in the class. And the third module of this doubt session will be like I will give some of the exercise, like we will do together, or if you do not able to do it together with me, so then you can just go through like how you can do the same thing in QGIS environment. Basically, as there are a couple of GIS software such as QGIS, ArcGIS, and we can also do that in Python-based Chidal and other softwares as well. But here, everyone can, like, it's not from the coding background, so we'll try to do the things on QGIS platform. So that is the three modules which we are going to run in every doubt sessions. The first will be on the basic quiz to get to know what's your concepts and are you okay to go forward. Then second one is exploring a various data sets. And third one will be taking the data and mapping it into the GIS software. So this is how we are going to run it. Is there any questions as of now, or if you have gone through the lecture recordings of the first week, if you have any doubts from that, we'll take that first and then after we'll start a quiz.
There's no doubt, sir.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. So have you gone through all the videos?
Sorry, sir. Actually, I previous week I didn't gone through any videos.
Okay, 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 fine, fine. So there are 5 videos which are uploaded for week 1. Um, are you aware about it?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so I will just give you a brief about those video lectures. So the first video lecture is about what is GIS, how it is formed, the history of GIS, who developed it, for which applications we can use it, and advantages and disadvantages of it. Then the couple of lectures, they are talking about what kind of components of GIS, where we have people, data, sets, then methods, then hardwares and software as a major component. So the basic discussion on the what each and every component is there. So what is the usefulness in GIS domain? Then the third lectures will be on the data side, the different kinds of data that we have in GIS, such as raster data, vector data. And specifically, they talked about vector data sets. And then one lecture on the topology, which is like how we represent the vector data sets, line, point, and polygon, how they are connected with each other. And then last lecture was about the demonstration in a QGIS software. So based on that, I have prepared one of the quiz which you can attempt. So right now you can either scan this QR and you can do the quiz by yourself, or you can do it along with me. I will go question by question, so you can solve with me as well. And if you find it easy and if you want to go ahead, then this is the QR code. I will just keep it here for 1 or 2 minutes. You can scan it, and further also this will be provided to your classroom as well as in YouTube videos as well. The same thing you can access later on as well. So
Okay,
if you,
sir.
yeah, so if you want to scan, just scan it and we'll take all the question one by one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so if you have taken a photo, then I think we can move towards the um, session. Okay.
Sir, can you show me again that QR code? I didn't took any photos, sir. So
Okay, okay, sure.
thank you, sir.
Okay. So I think we'll do the same question together as well. So I think we'll start with the question number 1. So the question 1 is, who is widely recognized as a father of GIS for developing a Canada Geographic Information System? So which of the following person is recognized as a father of GIS who developed first of all, Canada Geographic Information System, which was there in the for mapping of flag. So do you know any answer for this?
No idea, sir.
So the answer here is Roger Tomlinson. So this one is the correct answer, Roger Tomlinson. Um, Now the next question is, in the hierarchy of GIS output, which term refers to the results of processing raw facts, or we can say data, into for decision making? So is it known as a spaghetti model, hardware, raw data, and information? So in the hierarchy of GIS output, so whatever the output which we get at the end of doing the analysis in GIS, which terms refer to the result of processing raw fact? Raw fact means the raw data into for the decision making. So the correct answer here is
Is it information?
yes. So correct answer here is information. Why information? Because in GIS we put a lot of raw data, we clean it by doing pre-processing steps, and then after we run some of the queries on it, we can do some processing on it, and then after we will get some information at the end. Now this information will help us to create a knowledge space. Based on this information, we can take different decisions. Let's say if we are having the data of rainfall and how many flood events happen in a city of Bangalore, let's say. Then mapping all the events one by one, we will get to know as information that which of part of the Bangalore is highly prone to floods. So that is the information which we are getting. And based on that information, we can generate the knowledge that which are the flood prone areas of Bangalore. And based on that, we can take some action, concrete measures to avoid the flooding in the city. So the correct answer is information. Now, the next question is, which component of GIS is compared to the wood and mica in a carpenter's toolbox analogy, being essential but not included within the software installation? So, before going to this question, let me ask you one thing. Have you used any GIS software before?
QGIS and ArcGIS, sir.
Okay, so when you install those softwares, just tell me that which of the like do you get along with like what kind of thing you get after installing the software?
Setup files,
Yes. So we'll get a setup file and then we will run a query like just next, and then we will install that particular software. And once we install that software, what will happen that can we do anything like just with software or do we need something else as well? Okay, let's say what my question is, I have installed the QGIS software. After that, can I start using it directly or do I need anything else?
data input.
Yes, data. So the data is like here the analogy is carpenter's toolbox. Toolbox is referred as a software. So like in carpenter's toolbox, we have different tools. But if we do not have mica or we do not have furniture, like any wood, then we cannot start working on it. So similarly, here the carpenter toolbox is similar to the software. In GIS, we have software. And inside that software, various tools are available. But if we do not have data, then it's a meaningless. We cannot use those tools. So here wood and mica are the materials. Similarly, data are material for us. So correct answer here will be
Data.
data. Okay. Yeah. So now we'll go to the next question. In a GIS database, a single point feature can store length and area attributes automatically. Is this statement true or false?
I think it's false.
Yes, exactly. So can you give me the reasoning behind that, if you know?
Actually, one point means then it will be refers to the coordinate when 2 points only makes an length like a
Yes,
line.
yes, exactly. So when we refer about the vector data in GIS, it has three kind of data: line, point, and polygon. The basic thing with which we start is point, which is a single point feature. And when we talk about point, it just have latitude and longitude. Then by joining 2 points, we will get a line. And that line can have now lat long, it means the starting and ending point. We have latitude and longitude or XY dimension we have, as well as we can have length of that line as well. Then after, if we combine multiple lines, then it will make a polygon. Doesn't matter, so open or close polygon. If we combine the first and last point, it will make a close polygon. Now when we will make polygon, then it will have four properties: latitude, longitude, then we have perimeter as well as area. So as we are increasing the geometry from the point to polygon, the features associated with it are increasing. But for point features, it just have latitude and longitude. We do not have length and area attributes. So your answer is correct. It's a false statement. Okay. So now the next question is, what is the primary purpose of topology in vector data?
Fourth option, sir.
Yes, to define the spatial relationship between adjacent features. So topology refers how our vector data is connected with each other. So if there is a space between, then it will create a issue, create an error. So in this lecture only, we will do the same thing and we will analyze if we will create a polygons in QGIS, how we can consider the effect of topology so that it cannot generate a vector error. So that we'll see using the hands-on practice. So you will get more clarity there. Basically, it is how the nearby feature is associated with each other. Someone just entered in the room. Let me in. Yeah. So hi Sanjay. Uh,
Hi, sir.
Hi. So we are discussing some of the question answers. But before going to do that, just can you just quickly introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Myself, Sanjay Sawan. I am from Pune.
Okay, and from which college and which courses you are in currently?
I am from Bihurabai Sawan College of Engineering, Pune.
Okay, and in which course you are?
Currently, yes, sir.
In which course you are?
I am from Civil Engineering.
Okay, civil engineering. Nice. So, okay. So Sanjay, we are currently. Have you gone through the videos of lecture week one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are solving some of the question answers right now, which will help you to gain some understanding about the concepts which we have learned in the week one. Uh, so these are the like we are solving it together as well. But if you want to do it by yourself, you want to give it a try, then you can like scan this QR code, so it will show you all the questions at once. So if you want to do it by yourself, you can just scan this QR code. Otherwise, you can solve along with us as well.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started again. Yeah. So the next question, sorry. Yeah. The next question is which vector entity is most appropriate for representing a river network where direction and connectivity are crucial for flow modeling? So point, raster, line, or polygon.
I think so. It's a third option, sir. Polyline.
Yes. So river is a kind of, we can represent it as a line. So similar to river, what kind of other features we can represent it as a line? If you think of the objects which are there in real, can anyone
Road
answer me?
network.
Yes, road network.
Railway network.
Yes. So we can represent roads, canals, rivers, wherever the linear features are there, that we can represent it as a river network. Sorry, it's a polyline features. So the correct answer here is polyline. Now the next question is what common errors occurs in a spaghetti model when two adjacent polygons are digitized twice, resulting in a small unindented gap or overlap. So first of all, just ask me a question. Have you eaten spaghetti or have you heard about that word?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so here the analogy of spaghetti is like when you have noodles or spaghetti, or just take an example of Maggie. So when we have cooked properly, then we have two threads of Maggie. They cannot combine each other. Like you can have it separately as well. It means that they are near only, but they are separated as well. So it is the model which represents the how the things are connected with each other. So when we create polygons in GIS, so if two polygons are nearby, near to each other, so how they are connected with each other, that is also known as the uh, which we talked about the topology. So this is a model to represent the topology. So that is known as a spaghetti model. So here they are saying that if we are having two polygons which are near to each other, okay. Now if we are creating these two polygons and if the digitization happened two times, and because of that, let's say I have done like like two polygons are overlapping each other or having some space in between. So because of that, what kind of error it will generate?
Artifacts, silver polygon.
Yes. So that is known as the artifacts or silver polygons. The next question is, a civil engineer is planning a new highway and needs to identify all buildings within a 500-meter of center line. Now, which GIS operation is best suited for this analysis?
Buffer analysis, sir.
Yes, so that is known as the proximity or buffer analysis, where you have taken a line and you are creating a buffer around that line. So the correct answer here is proximity analysis, or else also known as a buffer analysis. Now, the next question is, which component of GIS is responsible for the business rules and operating practices that ensure a project's success?
People.
People, okay. Sanjay, do you want to answer this question? Okay. So I think here, see, first of all, I will just explain this question also, because all of them are the analogies which we use in real life. They are getting connected with the GIS. So which component of GIS is responsible for the business rules? Rules means like business means, let's say we have a business of shoes. Then the rules means like what kind of shoes should I make? Then what kind of size it should have, color it should have. So those are the rules and regulations which are associated with it. And operating practice that ensures the project success. Now, depending on what kind of model we will use or how we are going to do the production of that shoes, it is not like that one component will make it one location and then another component and another location. If we do that, it will create a chaos and it will create a delay in the project. So similarly, what kind of component is relevant to that aspects of business rules and operating practices? So here the term people is means people who are associated, who are using the GIS. Okay, so they cannot driven the practices. Similarly, the hardware thing is the depending on what kind of system do you have. So that will also not ensure the operating practices. The thing is method. So method is like how you are performing the analysis. If you will perform it properly, it's kind of how you are performing it. It's relevant to operational practices. So in business, we do the like we do the operating practices. If I want to run a business, how will I do the different workflows? Similar to that, if I want to achieve a task in a GIS, how I am going to do it one by one, step by step. So that is defined by methods. So the correct answer here is method.
Okay, sir.
And non-spatial data is a kind of attributes. So when we use GIS, we ask two questions. Where is it? Basically, which will answer the where the location of that object is. And then the second question is what kind of information or data that object has. So that is known as a what it is. So that answer of what it is, that is represented by the non-spatial data. Okay. So now let's move to the next question. In GIS software like ArcMap or QGIS, if you select a row in an attribute table and the corresponding feature on the map is highlighted, what is this called? Data entry, planner enforcement, digitization, and dynamic linkage.
Dynamic linkage.
Yes. So that is a true. So it's a kind of we are linking our data and inform tab which are there in table and maps with each other, and it will when we click on data on table, it will highlight in map. And if we select some data on map, then it will highlight in table as well. The next question is, a geographic information system is best described as a digital map stored on computer, a computer-based system for capturing, storing, analyzing, and displaying geographically referenced data, a hardware device for measuring distances, or a satellite-based navigation system.
Second option, sir.
Yeah, so that is a correct. So it's a computer-based system for capturing, storing, analyzing, and displaying the various geospatial or geographically referenced data sets. Now the next one is, in GIS, geographically referenced data means data that, so when we talk about spatial data, so what do we mean by spatial data? Has an associated color code, is linked to a specific location on the Earth's surface using coordinate or address, is it stored only on tables, or is it collected by satellites only?
Second option, sir.
Yes. So the second option is correct. Someone entered, let me in. Yeah. So hi Ragul. Hello. Hello. Ragul, can you hear me? Yeah, so if yes, then we are solving a question answers for the week 1. If you want to solve it by yourself, then you can scan this QR code. You have missed already some questions, so you can go through that by scanning this QR code. Otherwise, you can join us with the same questions and you can solve the others later on. So yeah, next, let's go to the next question. Uh, which of the following is not a commonly recognized component of GIS? Hardware, software, people, or photosynthesis?
Last one, sir.
Yeah, so this is quite easy. Okay, so there is like we'll just odd one out. Okay, yeah. The next question is, which GIS component is primarily responsible for managing, querying, and analyzing spatial and attribute data? Hardware, software, people, or network? So which of the GIS component is primarily responsible for managing, querying, and analyzing spatial and attribute data?
Second one, sir.
Yes, so it is a software. So using the software like QGIS and ArcGIS, we do all the operations. We apply different methods to do or perform some task, and based on that, it will give us some information out of it. The next question is, in a typical GIS system, attribute data about spatial features are usually stored in
One, sir.
image files, attribute tables with row and columns, audio files, and CAD drawings.
Second option, sir.
Yes. The next, okay. The next one is, which of the following lists only the 3 main spatial data models used in GIS? Pixel cells grids, raster vector tin, line point polygon, adjacency, containment, connectivity.
Last one.
Okay, so the last one is a type of topology. So the topology, it means how the neighboring polygons are connected with each other. So adjacency means how nearby it is, containment whether they are overlying on each other or not, and then connectivity means how they are connected. So that is a kind of vector topology. So that is not a correct answer. You can select any one also now. So
Third
this
one, sir.
third one, okay. So the third one is a line, point, and polygon. So that is a sub-classification. So mainly when we talk about GIS, the spatial data which we use in GIS is raster, vector, and team. The raster data is a continuous data which you see as an image format. Vector data is a discrete data. It's not a continuous. It's represented by line, point, and polygon. So the third option is a sub-classification of vector data. And then team is triangular irregulated network, which is another type of geospatial data. So correct answer here is option number B. Okay. So the next thing is vector data represents real world features as a continuous grids of cells, points, line and polygons, triangular facades or contour interval.
Second one, sir.
Yes, it's true. The next question is raster data is best defined as option A, a set of irregular triangles representing surfaces, a collection of points with attributes, a matrix of cells, basically known as the pixels, each storing some values, or a list of coordinates without attributes.
Third one.
Yes, so when we talk about raster, it is a big matrix, 2D matrix, which is having a number of pixels and having a storing a either brightness value or a value of a variable which we are interested in, such as rainfall, temperature, wind, and so on and so forth. The next question is a triangulated irregular network, which is also a type of spatial data, is primarily used to represent population density, terrain and surface elevation using interconnected triangles, land use polygons, road networks only.
Second one, sir.
Yes, so it is useful to represent terrain and surface elevation using the interconnected triangles. The next question is, which of the following is the best example of a point feature in a vector data?
Third one.
Yes. So point we can represent using the individual tree. We can represent using the point. Then a river we can present using a line data. A country boundary using polygon data. Crop field also using polygon data. Now the next question is, which is the most appropriate vector representation for a road network in a city?
Second one, sir.
Yes, so the answer is line data. Next question is, which is the most suitable vector representation of land use categories such as residential, industrial, agriculture, water, points, line, polygon, and tinted facades?
Third one, sir.
So polygon is represented by the, like we can represent the land use using polygons. Next one is, which of the following is not typically stored as a vector data? Location of wells, administrator boundaries, contour lines, and satellite imagery.
Last one, sir.
Yes, satellite imagery. Why? Because it is a raster data. The next question is, which of the following is a topological relationship? Scale and projection, adjacency between polygon, color of symbols, or file format of dataset?
Second one, sir.
Yes, so the answer is adjacency between polygons. The next question is, which component of GIS is responsible for data capture such as digitizing maps or reporting GPS data, people, data, procedure, and hardwares? So I will say the answer here. The correct answer here is data, because everything, whatever mentioned here, that comes under the category of data. It is not like the people who are developing data, but how within which component we are doing this task. So the correct answer here is data. Any doubt in this question, like previous question?
No, sir.
Okay. Which data model is typically better for representing continuous phenomena such as temperature or rainfall? Vector, raster, team, or text tables?
Raster?
Yes, that is the correct answer, which is continuous representation. The next question is, which of the following is a key advantage of vector data over a raster data? Simpler representation of gradual spatial variation, more precise representation of boundaries and discrete features, require less topological information, and cannot store attributes in tables.
Second one, sir.
Yes. The next question is, GIS combines spatial data, location basically, with attribute data, which is a non-spatial data or descriptive information, to support analysis and decision making.
Yes, sir.
It's a true statement. The next question is, vector point features have area but no length. True or false?
False, sir.
Yes, that is a correct answer. And the last question is, which of the following is not a fundamental spatial relationship in GIS topology? Adjacency, containment, connectivity, and vector styling.
Vector styling.
Yes, so that is the correct answer. Okay, so here we are done with our question answer module, which is a part 1 of today's class. So any other questions do you guys have?
No, sir.
Okay, anything else do you want to ask in this? Or so this is the first module which we are going to solve in every class like this, so that you get some idea about the whatever the contents which discussed in the class. Um, so any suggestions or anything which we can add it here so that we can improve it in other better way?
Is there any practical live section for running the data for any analysis?
Yeah, so that we are going to do it now. So the first part of this lectures will be a question answer session, which we'll do around for 40 to 45 minutes. And then after we will go through our data, basically how to we can download the data. So another 15 to 20 minutes will be spare on data part, and then rest of the time we'll spend on the using QGIS.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now the first module of this problem solving session is over, which was a quiz. Now we'll jump over and see how we can download the different data sets. So yeah, so we have completed this manual of take a quiz. Now let's jump to explore the data section. So first of all, before going to start this thing, have you downloaded any GIS data before? Any one of you?
Done for my project work, sir, and
Okay.
also a practical section in
Okay.
college.
So which kind of data you have used?
Raster data and also vector data for river network, such like
Okay.
processing.
Okay. So for river network, which of the like site you have used for that?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Okay. Okay. So I will tell you, let's say you have already know about the watersheds. So we'll explore one site which is known as the MG Hydro. So have you heard about this site before?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's go. Right. So that site name is MG Hydro. you can write mghydro.com underscore watershed. So this site is useful to delineate the watershed boundaries. Generally, first of all, let me explain what is watershed. So to the audience who do not know anything about watershed, so basically, watershed is an area through which you are getting your all the water. So let me just show it in a bigger screen. Okay. Mm, okay. Yeah. So this is a watershed. Okay. So the thing is, let's say it is a boundary created by nature, first of all, so that if rainfall is happening in this area, all the water will collect over here. So if we want to create a bridge or dam or any other hydraulic structures, we are interested in the amount how much water is coming to that particular location. So we have to find for which locations are contributing to water at that given location of dam or bridges. So that location from which water is coming to given point, so that area is known as a watershed or catchment area, or it's also known as a surface divide, watershed divide. So that are the different terminologies for that drainage area. So now this is a site which is useful to create a different watersheds. So this site name is mghydro.com/watershed. Now, if once you open this site, how this will work? First of all, let me show you. Otherwise, like if you want to generate a watershed, what you will do is you will collect the digital elevation models, basically surface elevation data. Then after you run some couple of tools of hydrological analysis in a GIS platform, and then you will come up with the network which I have shown over here. Now this procedure is lengthy, and sometimes it may take if like watersheds are very big, such as Ganga or Brahmaputra or Indus, then it may take 1 2 hour also. And the problem is the data downloading and doing the processing in your system, which is not that good. So for that, in this particular site, which is very good, so here what you can do is you can go to any river, such as I'm in IIT Gandhinagar right now. So I will go like through near to our campus, Sabarmati River is there. So I want to see, this is our campus. So I just want to see how much water, like how much area is contributing to water at this location. So what I will do here is I will right click, basically I will click on any point where the river is there, and then after I will click on the delineate button. So what it will do all the process, and it will generate the watershed as well as river network, which is contributing water at that given location. Similarly, now if I want to do it same thing for the another reservoir or another location, let's do it for the Sardar Sarovar Dam. So let's say this is the Sardar Sarovar Dam, and I want to know how much area is contributing to water at Sardar Sarovar Dam. So I will go there and I will click on delineate. So it will delineate a watershed at that location. Now, next question comes to our mind is how to download this data set if I want to use it for my project or any other report work. So for that, you can click over here in option tab, and then you can click on make the results downloadable. So once you click on make the results downloadable, then after you go and click at the same location again and click on the delineate button. Once you do, then after you will get, you can download your data sets like this. So here below the button of downloads will pop up, and you can download watershed boundary, SSHAPE file or GeoJSON or KML file. So all these files are compatible with the GIS softwares, and you can also download the river network as well. So the river network is this blue line, and then watershed boundary is this red line. After that, another good thing of this particular website is that you can see the entire report also. Further, you can see the profiles also. So if you will click on show flow path profile plot, and then if we'll do it the same thing for this basin, let's say we'll do it again. So let me go there, click on the delineate. So it will show me the profile also. So this profile, basically. So now after like this profile will plot in the reports which it is generating. So you go down and there are the different layers also. So show the dam layer. It means if you will click on that, it will show you the all the dams which are presented in this on this river. So basically, so here also you can check the different things. It is taking some time. Yeah, so now it is showing the dams, smaller and bigger dams, which are there in this reservoir. Um, then after, if you will go down, like these are the other keyboard shortcuts, layer transparency if you want to change. And these are the data source. So this delineation is done currently using Merit hydroshed data sets. If you want to do it using hydroshed data, you can also do that, which are collected in 2013. And then after, if you want to see other things, then we have to go and click on the down about the watershed data report. Now, once you will click on watershed data report, it will open a entire report about that particular watershed. In that report, first they will list about the political boundaries, that this particular river basin is falling under which states. Then after, you will see how much population increase has happened in this river basin. Then how much land cover, land use is there. So basically how the land utilization is done in this region between 2000 and 2020. So you can see in this particular reservoir basin, in Narmada River Basin, basically behind the Sardar Sarovar Dam, the vegetation is decreased from, like in 2000 it was around 36,300 kilometers square. It got decreased and became 30,900 square kilometer. Similarly, the cropland is increased, vegetation is decreased. Tree cover is almost same. Arid region is decreased and built up area is increased, means the urbanization is happened, and the surface water is also increased because of the construction of various reservoirs. And this is the change in each and every land use, how much changes happen. So in water, 139% increase is seen. Urban area is increased by 93%, and cropland is increased by 17%, and other two are decreased by 14 and 24%. After that, the hydrology of that basin, that how the rainfall is coming in that area, evapotranspiration, water what is going up, that is representing. Then after, how groundwater part using GRACE satellite, then the irrigation, how the irrigation is increasing in this region, then which are the major dams which are present in this basin. So list of those dams, their latitude, longitudes, dam information, height, capacity, in which year it was built. So all the information you will get. Then which is the longest river. So what I was talking about here in this part, that uh, about the profile plot. So it will show for the longest river. So it has delineated the longest river, which is shown by blue color, and then profile of that river is shown over here. So this river, Narmada River, is starting around the elevation of 900 meter, and then till this point it is going towards the zero elevation, like around 30 to 40 meter up. So this much elevation drop is seen from its source to its mouth. And then the variation in topography, and then references which are used to create this report. So this is all about hydroshed portal. Now you can use this portal for various applications whenever you are interested in doing any studies on watershed or river boundary, or if you want to create any structure, then you want to see how much area of water is interested in. Let's say here we'll just I turn off the dam layer, and let's say I'll take an example of, let's say, if I want to, like, see here the road is passing from this location to this location, and then one river is passing through. So I have to create a bridge here. Okay. So I want to know how much area is contributing water here. So if what rainfall will come in the catchment area, then I have to worry about the thing, and according to that, I have to design my structure. So I get to know that this much area is responsible. Like if rainfall will happen in this area, then and then water will come over this location. If rainfall will happen in area like this here or here, then it will not be responsible for the water here. So there's information I will get to know, and based on that I can take a certain steps, and I can calculate the amount of water. If worst case rainfall will happen in this area, then how much volume of water will come to the location, and based on that I can design my hydraulic structures, that what should be the opening and how much area I should keep so that water can pass it properly. Okay, so this is all about this MG Hydro uh, website. Um, I'll just if you want to use it for your study, please use it. Apart from that, it has one or more option, which is downstream, which is necessary to trace the flow path. So instead of the upstream, it will do the thing for the downstream part. And apart from that, you can, if you want to upload your files or something, you can just put the different layers also on, which will give you some idea as well. So these are the different base maps, which we refer in terms of like GIS. So this is the OSM map, then this is the then we have this satellite map. Okay, then we have E3 world topo map. So there are various maps, base map are also available in this platform. So this map, which is representing the reservoirs and other features very well. So this is a topographic map. Then we also have another map such as population density map. Then we have terrain data from job. And we also have land use, land cover, which will give us the idea about how the land utilization has been done. And then other catchments which are delineated using merit data, and river also, like this. Okay, so this is all about MG Hydro site. Any idea, any doubt, anything do you want to ask?
No, sir.
Okay, so I think this will be useful for your study if you are doing anything related to the hydrology part. And I request if someone is interested in any other part, then you just let me know in the comment sections, or you can mail me on the classroom so that we will try to incorporate those kind of applications in the next lectures. Okay, so with that, we have finished our next module where we have explored the data set. And can anyone just summarize what we have gone through in just 1 or 2 minutes?
So you have said that how to automatically delineate the watershed by using the website, and actually it is useful for us. And and also you told about what is watershed and other terms of the watershed and why it is also useful. Likewise, sir.
Okay, nice. So basically, this is useful whenever you want to understand how much water is going to be accumulated at a given location. For any hydrological studies, if you are doing writing any paper or doing any civil engineering work or doing any other studies where you are interested in the amount of area which are going to be contribute to water at the given location, then you have to do this watershed analysis. So for that, if you don't want to use any software or data, this site will be very handy to create a watershed, and then also it will helpful and give you the idea about the how much dams are present in the reservoir in the watershed, what is the hydrology, how much rainfall is happening, how much evapotranspiration is happening, and the how the other variables, irrigation, groundwater usage are happening is happening within the catchment. How is the land use characteristic of the basin has changed from 2000 to 2020. So that change, like you can see the effect of urbanization, vegetation greening, whether the cropland is increased or decreased. So all those things you can explore using the site. So what I will do is I will just copy paste the site link into your comment section. So if someone is interested, they can note it down. Yeah. Okay. So now we will move to the third part of our session, which is on the mapping part. Okay, so here what we will do is I will show you some of the data sets, and I will also provide you these data sets to your classroom so that you can also do the same practice later on. And we will do this everything on QGIS. So let me start with that. First of all, if you do not have QGIS installed in your system, then if you have a laptop, then you can install it using this QGIS main site. So you can write QGIS download, and then you can go to the qgis.org/downloads, the main site. Now here you can keep, if you want to donate, you can donate, otherwise skip it and go to the download. And then you can download the Windows. If you have Windows, you can download the QGIS for Windows. If you have MacBook, then Mac OS, Linux, or any other operating system do you have, then you can use that. And you can use this long-term release. So this is a stable version, and this is the latest release, which is version 3.44. And I recommend you to use the long-term release so that you do not have any problem with that. Latest release, it sometimes you might have some bugs in the new tools which are there. And long-term releases, like everything is stabilized. You can use click on this button, and then after you will get one file downloaded, and then you can go through that file, click on that, select the folder, and then install it into your system. And also you can use the OSGeo4W installer as well. This will also install the QGIS into your system. So using that, we can install the QGIS. And why there is a need to use QGIS, first of all. So now we have like mostly two GIS softwares are very popular. One is QGIS and another one is ArcGIS. So the QGIS is an open source software for which you do not have to pay anything, and like you can, this is always like open source, so the people like there is a codes are already shared with the people, various peoples. You can change something into it, and you can develop your own customized version of QGIS. You can install or create a different tools built by some, like either you can install a different tools developed by someone else, or else you can generate your own tools which will help you to do your analysis in a quick way. So the continuous development is also there. And another thing, you don't have to pay for licensing of it. Whereas ArcGIS is a commercial software for which if you want to use it, it provides some good facilities also. And if you want to use it, then you have to pay a license fee for that, uh, depending on your license, which kind of license you are taking in. And based on after that, you can use it. So currently for this course, we are going to use QGIS. The only reason it's open source and everyone can use it right now. So that's why we are going to use the QGIS. Okay. So now once you install a QGIS, the initial window of QGIS will look something like this. into your system once you open the QGIS. So first of all, I will just give you brief about how, like, what are the different components in the QGIS window. So here what you can see is first of all, on top you can see the untitled project. It means this project, whatever we opened, it is not stored yet. So if you want to save it, you can go to project and click on save. Then save. Just let me someone join the meet. Yeah. So hi Chinmay. So hi Chinmay. We are doing this problem solving session of Geographic Information Systems course. Uh, so do you have any questions from the first week content? Okay. So if you do not have any questions, then I will just tell you about how we are going to conduct this problem solving session. So in this sessions, we are breaking into three parts. In the first part, we are solving some of the questions which are pertaining from week number one videos so that you can revisit the concept which you have learned in the week one. Then after we are going and exploring the various data sets, how we can download the data and is there any good site to download the data or content already. And the third module, which we are going to do right now, is how we can use hands-on practice so that we can learn GIS as well along with this theory knowledge. So now we are on the third module, which is hands-on session on QGIS. So I recommend you just focus your attention over here, and then after you can use this video and do the same thing in your systems as well. So this is a window of QGIS. Now here on top on the menu bar, various tools menus are given. So the project, then new project. So here you can create various new projects. Here if you have created any existing project, then you can open it from here. Open from, so if you have any project in saved in terms of Geo package, PostgreSQL or Oracle, then you can open it from here. If you worked on some project recently, then it will show over here. Such as if I want to open any figure or any work which I have done earlier, then I will click on this thing like any, I can select any project and it will open the data sets. It will load the data sets in my window. So this white window which you are seeing, all the data sets will represented over here. Okay. So all the data you can see over here. Now after that, this button is creating new project. So if I will click on that, it will erase everything and it will create a new project. Similarly, you can do the same thing from here, going from project and new project. After that, these are the things to close the project or close the close the project. Then you can save the project as well. Then these are the property of your project, snapping options, import, export, new print layout, new reports, layout manager, layout. So layout, basically we will learn what is layouts in the next module. Models, if you have created, it will show, and if you want to exit from QGIS, it will show over here. Then after edit, undo, edit, cut, copy, undo, redo, those things will be seen over here. View, if you want to see your data in 3D, 2D, if you want to zoom in, zoom out, those parameters are available over here. Then in settings, you can create your own profile. You can customize the QGIS, various options like we do in our mobile phones. It's kind of similar experience. Then after plugins, so our QGIS will come with some modules, but now if you want to add some other functionality to it, then we can have to install some plugins. It's a kind of applications which we use in our phone. If you want to use something else, we'll just go on Play Store and then we will install whatever we want to do. It's similar to that. If you want to add some other functionality, we'll go to plugins and we'll click on manage and install plugins. Now, when we click on manage and install plugin, it will show you the different plugins which are available in QGIS. And this list is like if someone will develop a new plugin, then that list will come over here. So now you can go to the any plugins, and then after what you can do is you can select that plugin. It will give you some information about the plugin, how many people have used it, how many downloads have happened, ratings, and this basically this plugin is AUS Map is a plugin for visualizing publicly available Australian geographic data. So if you want to use Australian geographic data, you can install this plugin. Now, similar to that, if you want to use some other project, let's say I want to keep a base map, you can search also here. So for base map, there are multiple plugins available. So I will go to any plugins. Let's say this plugin's name is a base map. So I will go here, the QGIS plugin to load multiple online base map surveys. So if I want to use this plugin, then I will go and click on a install button. Now, for this purpose, you need to have an active internet connection in your system. Now, once this plugin is installed, you just close it and you can see that plugin is showing over here, load base map. So now if you will click on that plugin and let's say you want to see the map provided by Google Satellites. I will click on Google Satellite and I will click on add. So I will write a name, Google Map. Okay, so this is the, okay, I will click on add. And then I will click on OK. And then it is considered in the XYZ tile. So then after, okay. So once you click on that and after that you can select and then click on the load button. So it will load over here the Google Maps. So just go to the map and click on load. So it will load over here. So after that you can zoom in and you can see the both the terrain map and the Google satellite map as well. So this is the map provided by Google and I'm just zooming over my campus area which is in IT Gandhinagar. Okay. Now let's say if I want to add more couple of base maps, I will just go, let's say I want to add a E3 map, E3 satellite map, let's say. Then I will click on that and I will click on load. So now you can see the two different satellite imagery. One is provided by E3 and one is provided by Google, and you can see the which one is recent also. So you can, if you will focus on the buildings over here in this area. Okay, so now if we see the Google image, we can see the some of the buildings are also getting constructed over here as well. And then you can see the urbanization, whereas in this map cannot see that like see in the Google map you can see the construction is being done, whereas in this E3 map you can see the construction is over and the buildings are now constructed. So you can see here basically in this area the construction is not there. So like this you can, these are the images taken by the different satellites and provided by the different users, Google, and one is from Google and one is E3. You can see this changes like this as well. Okay. Okay. So this is like if whatever the data you will put into your QGIS, if you want to see that data is from which area, then you will use this particular plugins. And these are the some of the other plugins which I have installed in my QGIS. So you can install, if you are interested, you can install them as well. And once you will start learning it, you will get to know that which are the useful for your work so that you can edit later on. So for base map, I also recommend if you use this HCMGIS, then it has also a various amount of base maps available here. Uh, After that, if you are like as we discussed in the lecture or the MCQs also, that in GIS we mostly use with two type of spatial data like vector, raster, and there is a third type which is a team data. So if you want to do any operation regarding the vector or then you have to go through this button. If you want to do any operation related to the raster, then this particular menu. Then if you want to do database management, then here. If you want to integrate something from website or searching or resource sharing, then you can do using web mesh. So using the mesh, it's a kind of grid. This is a plugin which I have installed, and this is the processing. So this will show you the various tools which are available. This basically this toolbox window, if it is not visible in your QGIS, let's say in mine, let's say if it is not available, then if I want to edit here again, then I will click on processing and toolbox. So it will add this window. Now, if this window, if I want to dock it over here, then I will just go there and click. So basically, you have to adjust it in such a way. So basically, depending on the shape of your processing toolbox, so you can now it has added over here. So if I want to take it out from there, now let's say I will just make it like rectangular one. I will try to edit over here. So you have to go there and just have to edit. So sometimes it is very problematic. Mm, So if it is not happening, you can click on right click and you can move. Okay, I will just do it again. Basically using drag and drop, you can just dock and undock the various thing. I will keep it right over right now. Uh, let's do it. Try again. Okay, it got fit there. So it just you have to drag it properly. So like that, you can just customize your QGIS. You can put the different thing here and there as well. After that, these are the small tools which are there. So these are also the tools which are already available in menu bar, but that are very useful and handy. So that's why these are given over here in the ribbon bar. So basically, these are also new project, open project, save project, print layout, layout manager, style manager. So zoom, zoom out, zoom in, undo, redo. So those things refresh, then temporal control panel, toolbox. Toolbox is the same thing. Then this is the statistic summary. Then this button is a measure line. So if you will click on this button, then you can find out the dimension of the any particular location. So let's say if I want to see the size of this dam, then I will just click a line like this. So it will show me this dam is around 388-meter long. So similarly, it's just not length. You can also find out the area perimeter as well. So to if you want to find out the area or something else, you can click on measure area, measure bearings, measure angles. You can select anything and you can calculate the length of line or area of the polygon or something. Then after this is for map tips if you want. Then this is for deselect the features from all layer. This is for select by location. So these are the small tools which are available. Then this one is to open the data sets into QGIS window. So these are for mostly the third row is for saving, zooming on, like basically the editing and the opening new projects for that kind of purposes. Then this is the next line is for next row is for various quick product for opening the data, creating a data, editing a data. for that kind of purposes. And then the fourth one is if you want to edit some geometry for that. Now here in the browser window, it will show you the like location of the folder where from where you can access your data sets. So if you know that my data is in one of the class, then I will always access my data from that folder only. So let's say my data is in PhD courses, geospatial engineering course. And then after, if I will go to the assignments, let's say 2025. Then if I go to this week 2 and then different tasks, then I will have different data sets. So from this, you can import your data over here. What you have to do is you just have to click on the any given file. Let's say I have added in Delhi zones. So it will open that Delhi zone file in my QGIS window. And if I want to see this is data is from Delhi, if I want to visualize it in a map over here, then I will right click here and I will click on zoom to layer. So it will redirect me to the layer of Delhi. Any problem till now? And this is the processing toolbox where lots of tools are available. Inside each tool also you have multiple options which are available. So these are the basically toolbox, and within that toolbox you have multiple tools to run the processes which are listed in this toolbox. Here you will see your maps. Here the whatever the layer you will see in your map, that will be shown over here. If you want to put one layer up or down, you can just click on and just do like this up and down, so that it will, or you can use these buttons also to make it up and down, so it will either go up or down. Then after, if you will click here, you can check, like tick on this checkbox on and off, then this layers will be visible or not visible. Like this you can do. Now the layer which is on top will be shown firstly, then after the layer below it, then after the layer below that. So like that you can, if you want to remove the layer from this layer tab, then you can just click on select the layer and click on remove. It will remove the two layer from the tab. So any doubt in the like layout of QGIS or
No,
anything?
sir.
Anything do you want me to repeat again?
No, sir. It's quite understandable, sir.
Okay, so now we will see how we can import different data sets. So as I told you that one way is like this, using the in the browser thing, you have your files. So you can go through any folder and you select your file. If you don't want to do that, then you can click on Open Data Source Manager, or else so you can click on Open Data Source Manager. It will open up this kind of window. Now, depending on what data you have, vector, raster, or you just want to browse by yourself, you can select the menu. If you don't want to do that, then you can go to layers and add layers. And you can select what kind of layer you want to add. If you want to add vector layer, then click on that. And here also you will get a tab of Data Source Manager, where you will again get the same pop-up box. Now, if your data is stored in particular drive, then you can select the drive also. And if you want to avoid doing this thing again and again, what you can do is you can put this particular folder in your favorites. So every time you do not have to repeat the same thing again and again. So I have kept my folder in handy so that I can open the data very quickly. So currently I will open 2-3 data sets. Let's see. Mm, so, okay. So currently I have opened 3 different data sets. So I have opened 3 different data. One is a metro line, which is a like first of all these 3 are vector data, and the layer which is at the bottom is raster data. Now in vector data we have 3 types: line, point, and polygon. So the first one is a metro line. So metro line can be represented using the line network. Then we have a monument site from Archaeological Survey of India, which is as a point data. And then third one is we have zone file of Delhi, that is as a polygon data. Now the next question is how I can change the color of my line, like how I can, like I will just turn off this image earlier. So currently you can see my metro line is green, but I want to keep it as a black, or a line with some kind of train kind of symbol, or something like dash dash line or something else. So if you want to do any change in your layer, what you have to do is you go to your layer, right click, and you will see a lot of options here. The few options are zoom to layer, zoom to selection, zoom show in overview. So basically, let's say while doing your analysis, you went somewhere else. Let's say you are not able to visualize where your layer is. So for that, what you can do is you can right click and click on zoom to layer. Now it will zoom your QGIS window to the given location where your Delhi metro line is there. Now, after this, what we want to do is we want to change a color. So I will go and I will do right click and click on properties. Now, in properties, the first option is information. There you will get in detail information about the file which you are using, what is the source of it, who created, what is the coordinate system of that file is, what unit is, in which unit it is. So all the information you will get in under the information. Source will give you about the name, its encoding, how it is being saved, and its coordinate system and the detailed path. Then we have symbology. So the symbology option is to represent the colors of layer or data layer which we have. So currently you can see the metro line is shown by green color. So I want to make it black. So I will go and click on black color, and then I will click on apply and OK. So my metro line color will be changed to black. But now let's say I am not satisfied with that as well. I want to keep it as a dashed line or a line of like this, some kind of railway kind of symbol. Then I will select this railway symbol and I will click on OK. Then you can see it is represented by the symbol of railway line. Now if I want to do some addition, like modification into this as well. Let's say what I want to do, I want to increase the width. So I will make it, instead of 2.4, I want to make it 3. So I will write 3. I will click on apply. So apply will apply the same thing on your data. If you will click OK, then it will be, the change will be done. If you will cancel it, then it will be okay. So and if you place or apply also, it will be applied, but it will not close this button. Okay. Now after that, if you want to change this color also from black to red or something, you can again go and change the color. Opacity means how transparent you need your layer. Then you can reduce the opacity as well. Then after, you can go down and if you click on simple lines, you can see the stroke width, means the line, like width of the line basically. That also you can change. Instead of simple line, you can select a marker line or something like field line or something like that if it is crossing anything. So how you want to represent the joints, gaps. So these are all the formatting options. If you are interested, you can look into it and you can change it. Secondly, now we'll go to the monument part. So that is a point data. So again, let's say we'll go to the property and monument site. Let's say we will represent using, let's say, this dot and this button. So these are became the monument sites. Now zone. Let's say I don't want to keep a full fill boundary. I just want to keep a outline only. So I will again right click, go to property and go to symbology of the layer. And instead of simple field, if you will click on simple fill, you will get two options. One is field color and one is stroke color. So the field color is the color which is present inside the polygon, and stroke color is the outline of the polygon. So if you will click on the fill color and if you will make it to transparent fill, then it will remove the color from the vector part. Now you see this map becomes more readable properly, and still these black lines are becoming similar only. So instead of black, we can represent the boundary, let's say using red. So now you can see it's a proper representation of point, line, and polygon data. Now the next thing what we can do else. So here, apart from symbology, we have labels. So labels is if you want to represent the name of every sites, or let's say if I want to represent the name of every metro line, whether it's a red metro line or blue metro line or something else. So I can use the single label. Now you have to select which name you want to put. So this name information will come into the attribute table, which is the additional non-spatial data which you have attached into your vector data. So first of all, we have to learn what is the attribute. So if you will click on any of the data set, there is the option of open attribute table. If you will click on open attribute table, it will show you it has two attributes, name and ID. So name means it is representing whether it's a yellow line, violet line, red line, rapid metro line, or pink, magenta, green, blue, or orange line. So if I want to display this name into my map, then I can go right click, go to property, then I will go to labels and then single labels, and then I will click the name tab and I will use that to represent the name. So it will show me which is the Delhi Metro green line, Delhi Metro blue line, rapid metro line, and if you want to increase the transparency or readability of those maps, you can select some buffers also so that it will become more readable. So it will become like this. Okay, now you can see it's like showing properly. Okay, so now it is showing the name also of each and every metro line. Now the next thing is I don't want to show it like this. So what I want to do is, let's say if green line is there, I want to keep it as a green color. If red line is there, I want to keep it as a red color. Then in that case, again we have to go to symbology. And what I want to do is I want to give a separate color to the individual layers. So here, instead of single symbols, you can select categorized, graduate, or rule based. So if you will click on categorized, then it will ask you using which value you want to categorize your data. So I want to categorize them using their name. And then I will click on classify. Now it is showing me that symbol and its value. So this is the Delhi Metro blue line. So what I will do is I will go here and I will select the blue color. Okay. Second one is a green. So I will go and click on green color. Similarly, this is magenta. So I will select and go here and select the magenta color. This one is pink. So I will go here and will select the pink color. Okay. So like this, you have to change your color. So once you will do, see, it is changing the color, but it is changing these lines only, not the black line. So if you want to change that as well, what you can do is you can just click here and we are changing the color of what? We want to change the color of line. So you have to change the color of this line as a blue. Okay, so it will change the color of blue. If you want to change the color of this markers, then you can select this one and change the color. And if you don't want to show it like this dash lines and like that, you want to keep it simple, then what you can do is you can just go to symbol, and here instead of marker line, you can select a line with a simple line. Simple line like this. Okay, now what you can do is once you selected simple line, after that click on OK. So every line will become simple line. Okay, so I will select all the layers. I will go here and then I will click on simple line and OK. So every line will become simple line. Then after I will go to individual line and I will select their color separately one by one. So this map making is very tedious and a long procedure. Depending on what kind of things you need, according to that you have to do it again and again, depending on the interaction with your user and how you want to put that thing. So similarly, we can do it for other layers as well. I'm not skipping it right now, and I will click on apply. So you can see two lines are become like this one became green and one became blue and others are black only. Okay. So like this, you can change the color. Okay, blue line we haven't changed. Okay, so it became changed. It's not showing properly. Similarly, just add a pink also. So if you want to see those layers, you can just go to that layer and right click and click on that, and these features are not changing. It's taking time basically. So blue, blue, blue. Okay, became blue. This we want to keep it as a pink. This is not getting selected. Okay. Okay, now it got selected. Okay. So it became pink, this green, and then others are black only right now. Okay, so this is like how you can change the colors of vector layer. Similar thing we can do in a polygon also. So polygon, first we'll see how much attribute table of it. So here we can see the shape area is there, ID is there, their ward name is there. So let's say LB, it's like which part of Delhi it is, North Delhi, South Delhi, East Delhi. So based on that, we want to give a color. So let's say we'll go to symbology. Instead of single symbol, we'll select the category. Then we'll select the LB and we'll click on classify. So, and then we'll click on apply. So it will show me the different parts. So the blue part is North Delhi. This is New Delhi. Then we have South Delhi, East Delhi, and Delhi Kant area. And this one is a New Delhi, Delhi Kant. This is the East Delhi, North Delhi, South Delhi. Like this, you can represent your data. Any doubt in this point?
No, sir.
Okay. So I have one question. Like if you go to GIS, so currently we have explored the two options, single symbol and categories. There are a couple of more commands are there, such as graduated, rule based. So when to use others tools. So for that, like when you want to use graduate, then it's like it's a data is in range. That if it is like in range of, let's say if you have rainfall values and it is ranging in the terms of category, like say 0 to 10 mm, 10 to 20 mm, 20 to 30 mm, then in that case you can use the graduated palette. Here another thing is you can represent it using the same thing also, like values, and you can create the histogram also without values. So basically depend on what object you are selecting, you will get an histogram, and then based on that you can select. Okay, so depending on how many classes you want to generate, let's say I want to generate 5 classes. So here when you use this graduated color bar, then you will get a range, minimum and maximum mostly. Based on that you can defined. Like in categorized, mostly it's kind of category, yes, no, classes, zones, LULC. So it is more suited for category kind of data, text data, and this is mostly suited for the numerical kind of data. Then rule based, if it is falling from this to this criteria, then this color. If it is in this to this criteria, then this color. And it will also help you in updating dynamically as well if the values are getting changed. So, and then these are the others which you can explore by yourself. If you have some questions, then you can ask me later on. So this is the label, then this is the symbols which we are showing. And then after, if 3D data is there, we can put the 3D view as well. If you want to connect your data with any tables or CSV data sets, then you can use this join and attribute from tabs, display, rendering how your data is being visible on QGIS window. So those things you can select from here. Now, at the end, you have option of digitizing. So if you are creating a data by yourself, then how it will change. So we'll learn more about that part. So for that, what I will do is I will just open my imagery, and what I will do is, let's say I will generate some data by myself. So what I will do is I will go to layer, create layer, and new shapefile. Now I will click on these three dots and I will create a data by myself. So I will first of all make a folder, temporary folder in my system, so that whenever you are working with GIS data, make sure you are save all your data into one folder so that it is easy to access later on. Otherwise, it will be very problematic to access your data later on. So let's say I'm writing its a name is a vector1. And this data I want to create as a, let's say, polygon. This is the coordinate system I want to keep, and I will click on OK. Now to create a polygon, I have to click on this pencil, which is editing mode on. Now this is polygon data, so it will show me add polygon feature. Now if I will click on this add polygon feature, I can create a polygon across a city or across a lake or across any field boundaries or something like that. And to save it, I have to I have to do right click. Then it will ask me what ID you want to give to this particular object. I will say, let's say I want to give it ID as a 1. I have saved my data. Now I want to generate another polygon just near to it. Okay, so I will generate like this. Can you see it? Now the thing is, this is like the second polygon. Now these two polygons, if you see from top, it looks nearby to each other. But if you go to near, you see there is a space between that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about when you are having topology. So generally what should happen is this data should connect with the nearby polygon or nearby feature. But if that is not happening, it means you are having an issue in your topology. Okay, now how I can do that? Like if I want to connect this to this, how I can do it? The first thing is you can go to the vertex tool. Now you can have this, like once you click on any of the polygon, you will see the coordinate or vertex of it. Now what you can put is you can put this vertex on top of it. But now let's say I have put it, but if I'm going below, then I don't know still. See, these are not aligning with each other. It's always there is some space which is being there. See, I'm trying to do it like this, but still if I'm zooming, there is a space which is being left between these 2 points. And because of that, I will never get the proper geometry. From here, it looks like I have connected both points, but in practice, it is not connected with each other, which will create the artifacts error in while digitizing my polygons. If it is crossing this that crossing the another vector file, then it is known as a, let's say if this boundary is there and this is crossing the another boundary, then it is known as a overshooting. If it is not crossing and if it is having some space, then it is known as a undershooting as well. In terms of, basically we use this terminologies when we work with a line. And then when the space is left between the polygons, then it is known as a silver artifacts, which was there in our questions as well. Now how to do this, correct this. So for that, what you can do is, when you run your QGIS, you right click, go to property and click on the last button, which is digitizing. So remove the duplicate nodes. When you create geometry, tell that whether it's valid or not, perform the topology checks, and what are the allowed. If this much gap is there, then it is allowed if you want to allow it. Okay. Now I will click on OK. So here, if I will create, okay, any other polygon, let's say, and this name I given 3. Okay, and then if what I'm doing, I'm saving this layer. To save this layer, again click on this button, pencil button, and click on save. Now if I do this, then it is not correct because my uh, coordinates are not proper. Okay, so for that, like if your this mode is on, it will not let you to save this thing. So basically to use that, you have to restart your QGIS again. Like it will not be implemented there only. You have to restart it again, then after it will do. But along with that, if you want to do snapping option on, what you can do is you go to settings, go to options, and here if you go down, then there will be a various options which are relevant to digitization. So here you can click snapping button on, enable snapping by default. And this snapping you want to do using what? Vertex, segment, area, centroid, middle segment. So we are interested in right now vertex. You do this snapping using vertex. And if it is within 12 pixel limit or 5 pixel search radius, then it will snap that thing and it will show us the particular box. Now I will click on OK. And let's see if it will implement the change, then it's fine. Otherwise, we have to restart my system again. So let's say this point, if I now want to join it over here, see it is not showing right now to me. It means I have to restart my system again. So basically, once you will keep this snapping on, it will automatically show you when you are near to another polygon. So I will, rather than opening a QGIS again, what I will do is I will open it another QGIS window. So meanwhile that Windows is getting opened, I will tell you. So this is the error which we are talking about when we use with the topology. Any any doubt in this? What is topology error?
No, sir.
Okay. So when you will run any analysis and if you are getting an error such as invalid geometry, okay, it means you have topology error. Now, if you get in case this kind of error, then how to fix it? So for that you can use fix geometry tool or repair shapefile. So if you click on fix geometry tool, so first of all we will see what kind of thing it will do. So this algorithm attempts to create a valid representation of given invalid geometry without losing any of the input vertices. Already valid geometries are returned without further interventions. Always input multi-geometry layer. So if there is a spacing or if there is a undershooting or overshooting, it will repair the structure of the given file. Okay, so currently these objects are separate. That's why it will not try to do anything here because it do not consider it as an error. So I think, yeah, my second window is open now. So what I will do is, first of all, I will open the same file which I have just created. Mm, So I have created this file time folder under vector. Okay, so I have created this file. Now, if I'm trying to edit this file now, so let's say if I want to connect this particular thing with this thing. So now you can see that you can see this pink button, which is a snapping option. So if I will click here, then now it will automatically connect that. Now if you will zoom, does not matter how much zoom you do, it will show you the connected only every time. So this we have corrected the topology of the given layer. So similarly, if I want to do it over here, see, let's say I will make it here. I will connect this one here. Now this one I will connect it over here. If it is in between layer, I will delete that layers. Now this is the another interaction is over here. So now you can see there is no like gap between these two polygons, because if whatever amount of zoom you will do, you will not find any problem because we have connected or merged the topology of this three layer, and then we'll just click on this pencil and we will save it. And if you will see in the attribute table, there it will show you the three different ID, but with the correct topology of it. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so I think we can stop here and just review what we have done till now. Uh, so what we
Sir,
have done? Yes, yes.
actually, I want to know that how to cut a polygon within a polygon, sir.
Okay, you want to cut a polygon within a polygon.
Yeah.
Okay, so for that, one thing what we can do is, like, when you create a new geometry, let's say, let me show. So generally, when you do like this, you cannot do the same thing here. Like, you cannot cut it. Okay, but let's say this we have done. I will show it in the another window where let's say I want to create a new thing. It is 4. Okay, so this fourth layer, if you see, it is being added inside it. Okay, see, it's added inside it, not like cut in format. Okay, so for that, what you have to do is, like, you have to cut it using another layer, like while creating. So once you create, then you create another layer and just cut it using a tool. Something, see, like, directly you cannot do it. You have to use another tool and you have to cut it. Let's see if we have any other options for that. So I don't think so there is any option available for that. Um, Modify the annotations. Let's see. No, I think there is not any option available for that. So what you can do is you can create another polygon and then just use the vector, and then you can just cut it using the geometry processing tool, clip or something else. I will still check on this. I will take your doubt and I will get back to you in the next class how we can do it efficiently. I mean, directly there is no thing, but I think some couple of plugins are available for digitizing that might help you in this case. So I'll get back to you your question answer on that in the next lecture.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you for taking class even for one student, sir. It's
Yes,
a huge appreciable.
it's fine. So this is like the live lecture. So if someone is not able to join during the time window which we have specified, you can always go through the YouTube sessions of the same lectures. Still, if you have any doubts, you can mail us or come to the next class with you sometime. We'll solve any of the previous doubts also if you have. And please join. We will solve three-way like we did today, solving a question answer in the first section, exploring the data sets, any applications oriented data. And then third part, 1 hour will be on hands-on session where I will teach you. And then after later on, you can practice by yourself in your QGIS. If you need any data also, you can just write it to me. I will try to provide the data which we are using in this course as well. So yeah, that's it. If you have any suggestions for the upcoming lab or how we should we conduct this, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir. And also, I have one thing to say that
Yes.
that you are under a water resource department. Related to the GIST, can you provide a like simulation model? Is that okay for you, like RRI model or ECRAS?
Okay. Hectares model is available freely. So I think within this purview of this course, I think I cannot teach that models. If you're interested, we can connect, and when we have some time, I can give you some like just tips to run it if you have any issues or something. But I think this hydrological and hydrodynamic modeling part is not covered in this module or in this course. So like here, I cannot take that. But if you're interested, you just drop me a mail. I will take your questions if you have.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So see you. I will see you in the next class. Bye bye, everyone. See you in the next class. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir.